What is up, everybody? How's everybody doing? You're tuning into Pow Wham Bam with the FiveStar fam. Just kidding. FiveStar Fridays. We're in here. Too many things going on. First off, a couple things. One, RIP to DMX. Prayers to his family, his children, all of that. Tough loss. So, again, RIP and prayers to the family on that. Very sad anytime anyone loses their life. And it's sad to see people struggle with addiction. And so, on another note, a higher note, a happy note, did y'all peep that new logo? Did you peep that new logo? It is fire. The first time that you're seeing the whole setup with the intro and all that, boy, it was dope. All right. And in case you missed it, I'm just going to play it again because it got me hyped. And so, yeah, I'm going to play that again really quick because it got me hyped. So, yeah, let's do that. Let's play that again because I got hyped. What? Bro. Let me just tell y'all that my dude, Michael Watson, is a beast, okay? He hooked me up with the whole new setup that I got going on. All this right here, the logo. Dude, the logo right there, the intro video, all that, straight up because of my homie Mike Watson, who is a monster in this game, the GOAT in this game. But to the business. Our special guest today is Morgan Iverson. We're going to be talking LumberJax Kickstarter issue 2. I've already put the link to the Kickstarter in the comments. You're going to want to check that out because it's a dope book, bro. The art is sick. If you knew the creator, he's a good dude. The whole team on the book. So it's something you want to check out. LumberJax is a dope character. I got him on my wall over here. So we're going to be going over that. He is will be with us in a few minutes. So, I've got a little time to kill. If you notice in the group page in the FiveStar Friday group page, we Hasbro had like their little digital convention today. I dropped all kinds of updates on all the toys from Power Rangers, Star Wars, G.I. Joes, Marvel stuff. So you're going to check that out because, I'm a toy guy. I'm sure there's some other toy peeps on there. So make sure you check that out. That's all the stuff that Hasbro is going to be releasing this year. So it's very exciting stuff. But without further ado, my guy, Morgan Iverson, is coming on here to talk about some LumberJax issue 2. What up, homie?
What it do, bro?
What is good? Now, a lot of people on my friends list are, comic book people, and they've seen your face all week, bro. You've been on every show almost this week. You're everywhere.
I tried to be, man. From being an indie, comic creator, man. The hardest part is marketing and, letting people know about your product and what it is you're doing. So we just tried to make sure that we had stuff in line to make sure we were in front of people as much as we could be. You know what I mean?
Killing the game. Now, for those of you that are on my timeline and don't know this guy right here, Morgan, go ahead and tell them a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do, for they can be acquainted.
Okay. My name is Morgan Iverson. I am the writer and creator for LumberJax with Fourth Wall Productions. My partner, Danny Quick, the mastermind, the CEO of Fourth Wall, the original brain thought processor of the Fourth Wall universe and the stuff that we're building. He asked me to collab with him, and I told him no. A terse, very quick terse no in the beginning because I didn't know that Black people made comics. I didn't know I didn't know black people made comics. I didn't know regular people made comics, and I didn't grow up reading comics myself. So all of that stuff added up to no, and no. So that was the initial response. But then after that, like, he just wanted me to come up with some character name ideas, and I said no at first. And then over time, I don't know. I kind of got my own idea. The first idea I got was LumberJax, and God knows that the original story has come a long way to end up where it is now. By day, I'm an instrumentation technician, and by night, and every other moment of my life, I am trying to build up the fourth wall universe, man, and kick some doors down and represent for our people, all people, and yeah, keep pushing the narratives out here.
Yeah, Danny said in his defense, he asked for about short stories first, so he just wanted to throw that out there.
He's not telling the full. So initially, he wrote a novel and sent it to me to read, and I was like so proud of him because I didn't know that was a thing. And I was like, wait, you published a novel? You really you published one? He was like, yeah, and I was like, what? And I couldn't believe it. And then I read it, and it was so dope. Like, I tell people this all the time. Most people that know me know I'm a genuine person. Like, if it was trash, I would say it was trash. And I would have told him first that it was trash, because I believe you're not really being a good friend if you're gonna lie to people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If it was trash, I would have said, yo, this joint's trash. But that, I'm telling you, that Ace Blade novel is fire. And for people that want to get their foot wet in the fourth wall universe, look, if you're a reader, the two novels, Ace Blade novel and the LumberJax novel, will definitely put you onto some things that you wouldn't otherwise be put onto. And then we have now, at this point, we went from having no comics and going to conventions with just pinups, and we literally were going to conventions with no comics. Like, we're going to comic book convention with no comics. You know what I'm saying? And now we're at, I think, we about to have Ace Blade number 5 coming out. LumberJax number 2 is finally coming. King Supreme, like, we're building this thing, and in partnership with Short Fuse, my people over at Short Fuse, Michael Watson, yourself, so many dope creators, I'm saying, over with Short Fuse now, man. So yeah.
So that's dope. And I didn't even know about the novels, and it was just, I think, earlier this week, I was like, what, bro? Y'all got novels out? Like, to me, that's like a whole nother thing. Like, you're doing the comic things, but to sit and write out a whole novel, bro, like, it piqued my attention. And you're like, if you're into reading that kind of thing, I'm like, oh, bro, I am. Like, I'm good with that. Like, I want now I need the novel. So I know I pledged, and in my pledge, I'm gonna get the LumberJax novel. I definitely got to get the Ace Blade novel, because just sounds dope. And it's actually something that I've wanted to do with other projects, is write a novel on certain things. So, like, to me, it's dope. And if you guys have it on, Amazon and other places that people can get it. So yeah, that's dope.
I mean, we're looking at this year. We're looking to try to get it done in audio too. We're gonna try to record or start recording, to get it done in audio too, because I'm an audio book person, and God knows I would not read nearly as much as I do if I had to actually sit and hold a book. It would be over for me. So yeah.
So I think that's just dope that you guys have, you pick different lanes. People who put out comics, they're just like, I'm just gonna put out the comics. I'm gonna go, issue 1, and that's hard to do on your own financially.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's tough to do. Yeah. And especially for guys who can't draw like us.
Yes. Say
guys
it again.
Guys that are writers like us, it's tough because we're paying them cakes, we're paying them racks.
For real. Yes.
So it's tough for us. So for you to pick that different avenue, like, yo, I'm a writer, so let me write. You give a product that you don't even have to pay out. I mean, you got to pay. There's things you got to pay into, but you're not paying an artist.
Yeah.
So to put that out, and then you guys got your podcast that you do where you tell short stories. So that's another, and I know for me personally, I'm learning. Like, okay, I try to take knowledge from other people and see what they're doing and be like, man, how can I apply that? And the novel idea, the podcast idea, that's a good way for people like us who are just writers who can be like, okay, I don't want to sit, because sometimes financial stuff comes up and it's like, like last year, I didn't put out no books at all. You know, issue 3 came out the year before. Last year there was no. So it's like, how can I do, or what can I give the people who are wanting to see something 5-star? And them are different, you know, ways that you can do that. So I think that's dope. And I think if anybody's on here watching who is a writer, like, take notes of that, because for one, the digital platform is just, it's peak. So podcasts are, they're the thing right now.
Exploding everywhere. Yeah, man. So, everybody has a podcast.
Right. And that's what inspired me to do this whole thing, because I'm like, man, I just want to get out and talk to people. And I started it with just my phone. And that's the thing people don't realize. And you can probably comment on that too. You just got to start, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You can't wait around and be like, oh, I'll start it when I get this. And then you're like, oh, you know, the camera's cool, but I need a mic. And then maybe if I get a better space, you got to just start somewhere.
Yeah. The biggest and hardest step is starting. And then after you start continuing, you know what I'm saying? Like the key and goal to almost anything, especially creatively, and what ends up separating a lot of us as creators is the fact that we didn't give up. You know what I'm saying? So, because it really is easy to give up, especially as an indie comic book, especially as an indie comic book writer. You know what I'm saying? It's really easy to give up because, like you said, you got to shell out all this money just to get your vision produced. And then that takes time. And then, you know, you can be behind on deadlines, you know, from the artists and stuff like that. So you got to dream and a vision of when they're going to put it out. And that doesn't happen. And that's frustrating, man. And when it doesn't happen, I mean, that could break your spirit in itself. So if you're not really determined to actually do the work, it'll break you, man. And the same thing with like a podcast or anything else. Like the hardest step is taking the first one and being like, all right, I'm gonna start. Just like you, I'm proud of you for, you know what I'm saying, all the weight loss journey you on, bro. I'm with you every time. And you're doing the most the most important thing, you being consistent. You know what I'm saying? And you inspiring me, bro, because I should have been back at it some time ago. And you know what I'm saying, I'm like, man, my boy Tony over here going off, bro. I got to get right. You know what I'm saying? So like, kudos to you, bro. Shout out to my bro. You killing it, and I'm proud of you, man.
I appreciate it. You know, 2021 going in, my biggest thought was like, just be consistent in everything. Like if you're gonna do it, be consistent in it. You don't have to be the best at it. You don't have to be, you know, you don't have to be at the level that you think people are gonna want to. Like, just be consistent. Even with this, like, you know, next week is the 10th episode, which, you know, to some people that's not that big of an amount. But for me, I'm celebrating next week because that's a milestone. That means that 10 consecutive weeks I've been like, I'm going to do this podcast on Friday at 7, and I started this podcast on Fridays at 7. And we know Friday's not the easiest day to do. I mean, you get off of work, and it just happened to be that went with the 5-Star Friday, went with the name, and I kind of stuck myself in that spot to where like, okay, now every day at Fridays at 7, you know. So I'm telling the wifey like, yo, we're gonna have to wait to go out to eat, or we're gonna have to wait to do this or whatever. But just being consistent on everything you do. You know, with the weight loss for me, it's like I don't got to go to the gym and spend 4 hours every day. I'm not telling myself that. Just eat better than you did, but like better than you were, and exercise and be active, more active than you were. If you can do that every day, you're getting somewhere.
Exactly. The rest will take care of itself. Yeah. The rest, and I really believe, like, you know what I'm saying, I never take the talent element out of things, you know what I'm saying? But almost everybody that's made it, because I really listen to people that have, especially people from the same space that we're in, you know what I'm saying? To see how it is that they got where they are. And every last one is going to tell you it takes the consistency and making the decision to do the work to what it. It's very easy to dream yourself into thinking that you deserve something. But if you didn't put that same amount of work in, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody wants to look like The Rock, but are you willing to get up, you know what I'm saying, 3:00 in the morning and make sure you go work out, make sure you eating enough to, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're not it doesn't mean that you're gonna start that way, but like you said, if you start small, and it's the same thing with writing. Like if you can't write a full novel, then write a short story. You know what I'm saying? You have to start somewhere and build on that. You know what I'm saying? And shoot, I mean, this Kickstarter is a huge testament to that. I mean, our first Kickstarter for LumberJax, the entire campaign we had 42 backers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We got funded, but the entire campaign we had 42 backers. We raised like $2,100, and we were able to do that we were able to do that in the first day this time. One because you know what I'm saying, we learned so much in between campaigns. Just about the biggest thing and the hardest thing is the marketing, man. Like, because you have to do it yourself. There's no machine behind you setting up interviews. You know, it's paying for your promo stuff, and there's nobody doing that for you. You have to do it for yourself. And we just learned so much and applied it here. And I'm so thankful. Like, I think before I got on here, I checked maybe 20, 30 minutes ago, and we got like $400 and some left before we close it out. You know what I'm saying? Before we close out the goal. I mean, man, I can't tell you like how, because I mean, what I'm saying, how great of a feeling it is to have that many people put their confidence in you, bro. So like, it really means the world to me. Everybody that's watching, like that, if you pledge, thank you so much. I saw Andrew say he pledged earlier. He on the Jax train. I appreciate you, bro. Like everybody's rocking with Jax. Everybody that gave me a chance, you know what I mean, and read the comic. I cannot tell y'all enough how much I thank y'all and everybody that shared it. I told you, bro, like I say everything and do everything with sincerity. So I really, when I tell you, like, I really, really appreciate you, I mean that from my heart, because like I really appreciate you sharing and telling people about LumberJax Show.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, bro. I told you before, I'm gonna treat it like it's my own project. And that's part of being a part of a team like we are all on.
Yeah.
We're on the Short Fuse team. And right off the bat, Michael Watson and Sean Mack have always been like that with me. Like Sean was helping me back before I was even with Short Fuse. So I believe in being a team player. And if the team eats, we're all gonna eat. And that's all being on the same team. I'm gonna push it like it's mine. And you know that you'll never have to worry about that, because I know y'all are gonna do the same for me.
Absolutely.
When I started this podcast, Michael Watson was the first one I was asking questions. He was hooking me up, and then boom, look at my setup now, and that's because of him. So that's how it is, man. We gotta work together. We gotta support one another. We gotta work together and make it happen. So
Mike is that guy.
Why don't you tell some of the people about? I had a little technical.
Yeah, mine too. Can you hear me?
Go ahead. I think we're good. I think you're good. You're cutting in and out.
Can you hear me now?
Still frozen for me.
Can you hear me?
All right, you're back in now. You're good.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's a storm outside. It might be messing with the signal.
Yeah, I can hear you. You're good.
It's a storm outside. It might be messing with the signal.
Yeah, I'm having a storm too right now, and that might be affecting. Yeah.
Can you hear me right now though?
All right. I think every time. Okay, they can hear us. So they can hear us. So even if it's freezing up, we'll just keep it going.
Okay, cool.
If you want to just go ahead and go, tell them a little bit about LumberJax.
Yeah. All right. So, okay. LumberJax is a complicated character. I'm gonna, if people want me to tell them like the full backstory to LumberJax, like kind of a walk up without spoilers, I can do that. But I'm gonna start with just like what you missed in LumberJax number 1 and what's coming in LumberJax number 2. So in LumberJax number 1, I titled Justice by Any Means, because it's a story about, ultimately it's a story and a reflection of, America and just people as a whole, and the fact that justice means different things to different people. So it's an interesting look at how justice meaning different things to different people, clashing, who's right and wrong in those situations. And in the first comic, that's one of the questions I really want people to ask themselves is, who's right and wrong in that situation? Is what happened in the comic, that is what happened justified, or is it overboard? You know what I'm saying? Because it's a microcosm of America today. We see so much that happens that we, everybody's pissed with politicians, Republican and Democrat. It doesn't matter which side you're on. Nobody's like enthralled with anybody. We all want to see changes, but we also feel powerless at the same time to change those things because we don't believe in our representatives. So you know, like in LumberJax, that's one of the things I'm kind of exploring. You're also watching LumberJax kind of have one of his first encounters with his powers, and realizing that he doesn't really have control over them or know how they work. And that's a journey that we're going to continue to see LumberJax be on. So because of what happens in LumberJax #1, LumberJax #2 is picking up in the aftermath of what happens at the end of LumberJax #1, and the preacher, the chief villain of LumberJax #2, is giving a eulogy. I don't think that's a spoiler. He's giving the eulogy to start off things, and him and Francis du Maurier. Francis du Maurier is a billionaire philanthropist. Well, let me put that in quotes. Philanthropist. He's a pharmaceutical CEO. It's been passed down to him and his family. He's extremely rich, like stupid rich. Like we talking about Bezos rich. And he's partnering with the preacher to try to help New Orleans bounce back. So he makes an announcement that that's what they're going to do at the church. They're going to do it at Mardi Gras, and Jax finds out of something else that's actually being plotted on. And when he finds out what it is and how bad it is, he's on the way to try to help. And then he finds out something. He has a more personal reason to be there, and he has to get there like with the quickness. So for people that have watched the trailer, some of that is alluded to in there on purpose, but it's not spoiling the story for you. So trust me, you want to see what's up. And I mean, on a regular story basis, I try to always just tell a good story that'll keep you regardless of whether you get the subliminal stuff or not. But there's definitely subliminal stuff in there that I hope people pick up on.
Nice. I love it. Brad Arney said, LumberJax versus the short fuse universe. Can anybody defeat him? I mean, I might know like maybe one, but like I'm not sure. Like, you know, I would love this. I don't know. You know, I might know somebody.
Maybe, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a possibility, you know, that somebody could. I mean, I'm sure Ace Blade, you know, would say he can. You know, I think that's ludicrous, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think that's ludicrous on Inakori or no Inakori. Inakori is the name of his necklace that gives him his abilities. And I will say one of the biggest advantages Jax has over a lot of different heroes is that Jax is closer to Wolverine or Punisher than he is Batman. He's not Batman. So if you step to Jax, if you step to Jax and you want to fight,
you better come ready.
Yes, this is not going to end in you know what I mean, like us. Nah, ain't none of that. It's if you say you want smoke, he gonna give you all that smoke. So
okay. You know, I think, you know, people ask these questions all the time, and Stan Lee said it best. It depends on the writer.
I agree. You know? It depends on the writer, and I think, but to me, those questions are always best answered by the fans. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons it's so important for us to be able to continue to put our work out, because the more work that we put out, the more that you see of these characters, the more you see their mentalities, the more you see their powers, the more you see villains come against them and how they react. And that helps you make your decision. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the debate's still going on, Superman versus Goku, who wins. The world could end tomorrow and people are going to be arguing about that. Right, you know what I'm saying? So, and it's because you love both characters. You read and seen all their work, and people are going to debate it to the end of time. So I think that's one of the coolest parts about comics.
Yeah, me too. I love that aspect. But it's funny that you say that, because like you'll be part of these indie groups and somebody will ask the question, who will win out of this character or this character? And I'm thinking like, bro, I've never even seen this character. Like I've seen 10 of them, but I've never seen this character in action. So I really can't tell you.
Exactly. And I'm looking forward to that day when, you know, we have a whole, you know what I'm saying, when we catch Michael Watson, where we getting ready to come out with an issue 11, you know what I'm saying? Of ours. I'm so proud of Mike, bro. Like Mike is a beast.
He's a grinder, bro.
Yeah. And to be able to get to the point, and my boy Danny, you know what I'm saying? My boy, my god brother, my partner, you know, having 5 Ace Blades, getting ready to have 5 Ace Blades out, you know what I'm saying? And just watching the progression of us literally going to cons with no comics, like, you know what I'm saying? Going from that to, you know, having Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so yeah, you know that grind, bro. And just being able to watch that live and see us grow over time is a huge deal. So I really hope people just keep investing in us so that we can continue to. So the money that we're getting, man, is just going right back into the next comic. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
It's only for
Yeah.
us to fund things to be able to get all the comics done. So
Yeah. That's the same level I'm on with FiveStar. I just, this next Kickstarter is just going to be an investment, and it's going to
yeah,
be one that I'm hoping that just I can keep pulling from and cranking out comics. That's the deal with me as well. You brought up being at cons with no books, just some
mm-hmm.
pinups.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing on the writer journey, and I'm not knocking any artist because they got the talent, and kudos to them. But it's harder for us to work the
Oh
tables
yeah,
at the Comic Cons. You
yeah,
sit next to a guy who might have, all this dope art that he's selling pinups. And the biggest thing is they have, not only will they have their books, but they'll have maybe characters that people know and recognize. So
yeah,
you're walking by and you say, "Oh man, look at that Predator pinup. Man, that dude's art is dope." So then you're like, "Oh yeah, but check out these books."
yeah,
We're having to sell a product that somebody's never maybe even seen before.
yeah,
So it makes it a little
yeah.
harder. I
And
think sorry to all the fans. I think the weather here and maybe there is messing with some of the signals. If you can
yeah,
still hear us, that's great. I know it seems like it's been cutting in and out a little bit on my end. I don't know. Has it cutting out on yours too, on your end, Morgan?
yeah. It'll glitch for a second and then come back.
Okay. So we can't help the weather, but what I am gonna do is I actually have the Kickstarter preview, and it's so dope to me that I want to play it for some of the people who might not have seen it. Um, if that's cool with you, Morgan,
Yeah,
I'm
of
gonna
course,
put
man.
that on here
I appreciate it, man.
because it got me hyped watching it. So
I appreciate that, bro.
this menacing music, bro, it gets me hyped, bro.
Man, my god brother Marcus, Danny's blood brother actually did that beat for
I'm
us,
waiting for
man.
the beat to drop. Like,
Yeah, yeah, that joint knocks too now. I think it froze. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not.
sorry about that.
Yes, all good. I didn't know if I knew figured it froze a little bit.
Bro, this is so dope.
I hope people are enjoying it, man. I love making it. That's my baby Shrapnel right there.
Yeah. Bro, like I want to watch this movie.
See that's one of the reasons I be saying. I mean, if you want to fight Jax, I mean, I think you
Right.
should. You
Yeah.
should. Don't. This ain't gonna end with you going to the police. You know what I'm saying?
Look at that image, bro. Bro, such a dope character. Such a dope
I,
character.
I appreciate it, bro.
Bro, I need a trailer like this for FiveStar or I ain't doing
Hey,
nothing.
hey, let me know, bro. I work on it with you, cuz whatever you need.
This is sick. Who did the voice?
Yeah, that's me.
That's
All the
you?
voices you hear. Yeah, all the voices you hear are me.
Whoa, okay. Voice actor.
Oh yeah, I love it, man.
Bro.
Yeah, both the voices you hear are mine.
Whoa, bro. Like, whoa. Come on, bro. Like, That's sick, bro. You can see here. Here's all the info. So only a few $100s away from goal. Like, let's get it. I put the link in the comments. I'm a
I appreciate.
backer. I put my $50 pledge in there because I wanted the goods. Bro, that trailer is so sick. Like, it makes me want to read the book, watch the movie, get the T-shirt, be a LumberJax fan. So you
Hey,
did your job with that.
I appreciate that, man, so much. Cause look, you know how much work it takes, you know what I'm saying, to produce stuff. So I mean, it look, and
Yeah.
I'm definitely Danny will tell you, I'm meticulous when it comes to something like being right, looking right, stuff like that. So seeing people's reception to it makes me extremely happy and proud. So
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, dope. I love that, bro. That was sick. So not only do you have LumberJax, but you also are trying to put out. Well, we won't give any spoilers at all. But
Yeah.
you're putting out another book. You're trying to put out another book this year for another
Hmm.
character.
Yep.
Her name is Harlem, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that. I know you don't want to give no spoilers about that, but you can tell us a little bit about that.
So Harlem, I mean, some of it is it. I should be able to say a little bit because we have Harlem in the Super Shorts podcast. So, like, for people that want a little bit of background on her, especially in this last season, Harlem has her own episode in season 3 of the podcast. Um, but Harlem was born out of um, angry space for me. One thing that makes me mad is in the streets or in movies. I can't stand when gangsters or people kill people and act like they're big and bad because they did it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
that crap really bothers me. And the original spark and thought for Harlem came from the fact of what if you killed somebody and seconds later they were able to come back and just snatch your soul out? You know what I'm saying, for killing them. Um, and the original idea came from there, and I built the story after that. I mean, so when Harlem, I think people are gonna love when Harlem does drop. She's definitely in the vein of LumberJack. She's another one that, I mean, if you make her turn up, okay, you know what I'm saying, but you did it to yourself once that happens. Uh, and but she's also based in New Orleans. She's actually LumberJax's niece, his niece-in-law.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay.
Yeah, so I think people will enjoy the story. It's picking up where there was a huge tragedy in her family. I named it Harlem's Renaissance. So she she ends up getting killed, and she comes back from the dead, but she doesn't know how. So while she's figuring out,
Mm.
what I'm saying, while she's figuring out how she came back from the dead, and some things pop off where she has abilities and she has no idea where she got the abilities, how she's even back or anything like that. The story is also unfolding on the other side of what happened to cause everything. I'm trying not to spoil much, but
No, don't spoil it. I know you're friends with Danny,
yeah,
and it's
yeah,
probably hard for you.
yeah. Look, I will say the story is about a teenage girl in high school that has a huge tragedy happen. She dies in the process, but she comes back from the dead and doesn't understand how. So it's the initial start of that journey of her trying to figure out how she's back from the dead, how she got these powers, and also trying to figure out what happened.
Brad
And
said spoiler
I don't want to
away.
spoil any more than that.
Brad already said
All the
spoiler
way.
away.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw Andrew asked, who would you want LumberJax to team up with? Um, do you
Again,
mean as yeah, that's a definite. That's a definite. I would say Ace Blade, but him and Ace Blade have smoke. So, and for people that if you when you for the people that that backed at the novel level, trust and believe, you will find out where that smoke started. You get the full background to what the smoke between LumberJax and Ace Blade and why it's there. Um, I would say FiveStar is one. He would. I can't see him teaming up with Hot Shot because Hot Shot's an idiot sometimes, and that would annoy Jax to the point of killing him at some point. Um, uh, I would say for those that know about Dorothy's Gene and Spirit's Destiny,
Mm-hmm.
teaming up with Spirit would be one. Is Nana with Greg Anderson and Lisa? Is Nana's another one because they kind of come because they can't. The stories are similar. Where they
Yeah.
come from is similar. And because Jax also deals with some supernatural stuff. That's some stuff that's coming that I'm very excited about too. That I'm very excited about introducing that really soon without spoiling too much. But yeah, I would say those characters. FiveStar definitely on the list though.
So the thing that's cool about Dorothy's and Spirit's Destiny, we did team up in a book called Power Company Issue 1. Me and her got to team up. She's a dope creator. Her character is another one that's like you look at, you're like, man, I wish that was mine because that character's hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's a good character, good story. She's got that good look, like just a catchy look to her. So
yeah,
I can definitely see why, she'd be on the list. For me, Tyler, and he's
yeah.
got
The antagonist.
the antagonist,
Yeah,
sharpshooter.
yeah,
He's got a universe with some toys in it. You know what I mean? That I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah. He
oh
does.
yeah, I'd love to team up with some of those characters. He's got some
Yeah.
good ones,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. And that was the cool thing about Power Company when we did that. We had 8 different creators come in, and I was able to kind of team up. FiveStar was able to team up with a lot of those characters: Steel Wolf, Scarlet Speedster. I mean, not Scarlet Speedster. Sorry. That's not his name. I can't think of his name right now. I'm drawing a blank. But Roy Johnson's got some good stuff, and he's running a Kickstarter right now. Roy, I'm apologizing for not remembering the name of the character. Please don't kill me. There's a lot going on. But Roy Johnson,
I
I
think
will
you'll be
give him a
okay.
quick shout out because he is running a current Kickstarter too. So go check that out.
That's what's up.
Look at his Kickstarter and the character's name. Anyway, keep it going. So you and Danny, y'all grew up together?
Nah, I'm born and raised in Durham, Bull City. I'm gonna represent that at all times. Make sure you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna represent Bull City at all times, all times.
Okay.
So and I actually have a character coming for to rep my city as well. His name's gonna be Old Head, I'll get into that on another 5-star. But
bro, you're starting. Danny's rubbing off on you, bro. You're starting to just drop a bunch of.
Hey, listen, I mean, sometimes you got to at least put it out in the ethos, you know what I'm saying? Speak some stuff out there and, you walk into it. But yeah, so, I mean, Danny grew up in Candor, North Carolina, and I can't even tell you where that is. It's a rural place. He moved to Durham at some point, and I met Danny actually. Danny's a soldier.
Mm-hmm.
So when he came back home, from being deployed to Iraq, that's when I met him. I met his wife. His wife went to our church, the church that I was at. And when he came home, of course, he came by the church because his wife had been going there, and that's when I met him, and that's when our relationship started. And I'm saying, as boys, and I'm saying, we've been cool and close, and things just built over time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope to have somebody that you guys live close to each other now, like not far from one another.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I'm in Durham. He's in Graham. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's dope to have that to where you guys can link up together, hit the cons together, and all that.
Oh yeah.
Crimson Streak, by the way, is Roy Johnson's character. It just came to my mind, and
there
I'm not
it is.
going to leave my boy hanging like that.
There it is.
I don't
there
like that
is.
kind of thing. So there it is. That's why I'm excited. When I jumped on with Short Fuse, it was exciting to me because, Mike is in Columbus. I'm in Middletown, Ohio. So it's about a 4-hour drive, but we've actually met each other at cons before. So I'm hoping that when the scene opens up, me and him can jump, get together on some cons because that'll be fun to do.
I'll be there too.
What else do you want to tell the people, man? Like, what else?
it
but it's cool.
um I saw earlier that Brad had asked. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Brad said, "Have you spent some time in the pulpit? If not, have you considered a career?" um, yeah, Brad, I
Yeah.
have. Yeah, I have. I'm a deacon. I'm not a deacon currently because I'm not with that church. But I was elected a deacon at the church, and I preached when I was there. Um, I still, you know what I'm saying, I haven't preached in a while, but it's only because, I don't really have a church home at the moment. But it's still a part of me, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's one of the things with the preacher. That's one of the things with the preacher. Like I'm troping some of the things that I've seen since I was a kid, some
Mm-hmm.
of the situations that I run into, some of the situations that we've seen in the news, and some of it biblical stuff that I actually want to speak to. That's why I say it, like, when people read LumberJax #2, I think people will enjoy the regular story for what it is, but the subliminal stuff, I'm hoping people pick up on too.
Yeah.
Even on the cover, there's some, what I'm saying, there's subliminal stuff on the cover. There's, what I'm saying, there's subliminal stuff in the story, and I hope people pick up on it. Same as LumberJax #1. So I'm a huge fan of dropping Easter eggs and things like that. I'm a disciple of Jordan Peele, Ryan Coogler, Tommy Adeyemi.
Mm.
Those are like my spirit animals. So I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I want to make sure I answered that before I missed it.
Yeah, no, no problem. I love the feel of like showing like some of the corruption in the church. I,
Yes,
I kind of get that
yeah,
feel, obviously,
yeah,
and this is dope that you took some of your life experiences, maybe your situations that you've seen and put into the book, and it's something that's there. I mean, nobody can deny the fact that it's there. It's
yeah.
funny that you say that because actually Kevin Terry, FiveStar, the
Hmm.
person, the people he's based off of are both of preachers, mentors of mine. So you
That's
know,
what's up.
yeah,
That's what's up. That's dope, man.
real life people that are out there working in the city and doing things, and that was a big thing that I wanted to do. Is show off some of them unsung heroes that are out there
Yeah,
putting in the work and grinding in their communities. And both of them gentlemen are people that because I get the question sometimes, like, since I'm a Caucasian male, why am I writing a black
mhm,
character? You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. I'm
And I'm
sure.
like, you know what I'm saying? I get that all the time. They're like, what do you know? And I've even had some people inbox me and kind of angrily, like, what do you know about? And I'm like, the dude's based off of two people I know. Like, I
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
run stuff by them, even like, yo, if you was in this
yeah,
situation, how would you react? Like,
yeah,
so, it is what it is. But so that's dope that you have that church background, because I have, same with me, and I knew that, kind of, I could tell that with you guys, some of you guys' TikTok videos, and you singing the gospel and all that, but you're
yeah,
scared to sing now on live, I
yeah,
guess. Moana
yeah.
and them want you to start singing all the time, and Danny's, bringing out the
Hey,
keyboard like
they
he's
will.
about to start the session.
Man, Moana will not let that go for nothing, man.
I think you're
I,
just gonna have to do it, bro. It sounds like
bro, I sent Moana a video of me singing the song that she asked me to sing, and it's still not over. So I guess it's because we haven't done it on the live yet. So at some point we're gonna have to do it, I guess. Um,
you're gonna have to just do it,
we're gonna
bro.
do
But
it.
it
Yeah,
sounds like it's gonna have to happen, or it's gonna be like
I,
years down the road, and she's still gonna be calling you out.
no question about it. And next time we go to, she might hit me with her motorcycle, and I don't want none of that smoke.
No, no,
So
no. You don't want none of that. No, you don't want
nah,
that.
I definitely don't.
So
Um,
yeah,
I saw Andrew say something about where Danny grew up sounds like a mythical. Hey,
it did. I kind of felt like that too. Yeah, a
hey,
mythical.
listen, it might be.
It might be.
It very well could be a mythical land. I mean, I don't even know where Candor is on a map. Like, I have no idea.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
does sound mythical, and Danny, he's just a mythical creature, man. You watch his TikTok
I
videos,
agree.
dudes. I mean, dudes. He's super creative, bro. Like,
Yeah, man. Look, that is one of the blessings of my life was us meeting each other because of the way that we just kind of we kind of mold to each other in that way, regardless. Like the stuff that he, you know what I'm saying, the stuff that he's strong at is stuff that I'm weak at. Stuff that he's weak at is stuff I'm strong at. And when we're together on things, it just kind of, you know what I'm saying, it blows, bro. Like we've always had we've always had that, you know what I'm saying? And Danny, man, that guy is one of the best guys on the earth, you know what I'm saying? Like as far as, you know, his heart, you know, his goals, what drives him and stuff like that. He's an amazing father, amazing husband, man. Like none of that stuff is fake. That guy is, you know, one of the best people on the earth. So, sounds super manly. Candor wasn't. So I think it's spelled with a C. But like, okay, so here's the second part. So he grew up in Candor, but like the neighborhood or area is called Bell Acres. So do with that what you will. But but I will also say Daddy's daddy is a full out G beast. I love his dad on crazy levels just because his dad is a beast. Like he's a full out, straight up monster. Like I love that guy. He's another really big guy too. So
I agree, bro. You know, Candor sounds mythical, and like you were saying, Danny is a good dude. You can just tell he's very family oriented. Really seems like he would be somebody cool to kick it with. So I was happy just in that alone. You know, signing on to Short Fuse for me was like, yes, I know I'm going to get that support from you know, people who know what they're doing. But I was also happy to be working with people like you, working with you and Danny, because I mean, you know, we've followed and commented on stuff on each other's stuff before, and I could tell you guys are both people. I'm like, man, I could click with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know, it was dope to be able to be like, not only am I getting that support, but it's that other kind of support. Like,
I agree.
Some friendships, some people that you can lean on, bounce ideas off of, maybe work on a project together.
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
being like on my team. Spoiler alert, but maybe.
I mean, that sounded real spoiler alert-ish, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that was a really good Danny impression.
Yeah, you know, maybe, who knows?
Possibly
what's the pipeline.
Yeah,
for you, it was hard for me. I have all these character ideas that I want to put out. You know what I mean? Characters that I think stories will do well. But it's like, what point were you like, okay, for Harlem, for example, you're like, I gotta take some time away from LumberJax, who's like the baby, right? You know what I mean? For me, you know, FiveStar is the baby. Like, I'm trying to push it as hard as I can. You know, you're only 2 issues in, I'm 3 issues in. Do I really got time to pull away from that, or do I keep cranking on that? And I think that's something that's hard for a lot of creators. So in your mind, when were you like, all right, I'm going to be cool with putting issue 1 and 2 out and go ahead and work on this other project?
So one of me and Danny's goals is to, and this we somewhat emulate Mike, because I think Mike has 20 stories scripted already, kind of where they're going for Hot Shot. And me and Danny, you know what I'm saying? And me and Danny, you know, in talking to Mike, are like, yo, that's a really good idea, whatever. So, you know, Danny has done his full outline for 20 issues. I have not outlined 20 issues yet, but also, like, for me, what I'll do is I really, really try to, when the inspiration hits me for an idea, I try to, if I can tear away from everything else to write it while I have the inspiration, I try to do that, because in those moments, like, I finished the script for Harlem when I had the time, and and the inspiration hit me. I finished the first script for Harlem in like 2 days.
Nice.
I've been back over it, of course, you know what I'm saying? Because you look back over it,
yeah,
not trash, you know, stuff like that. but when the inspiration hits, you just let it go. And I mean, the most important part is getting the script done. If you can get the script done, at least a rough draft script, then the rest can follow after that, because you can just neaten up the work. So I mean, one of the reasons that I'm going to do Harlem in between LumberJax number 2 and number 3 is because, one, I think it's a really important story to tell. It also connects into the universe, because in Fourth Wall, all of our stuff is connected. So whatever comic you're reading, it directly affects the rest of the universe, or crosses over depending on, who the characters are. So Harlem was next up because I think it's a really important story to tell. I really wanted to be able to have Black women be represented in the comic space, but also make sure that I pay homage to, to my sisters and my queens, that to make sure that whatever the story that I do put out there, the story that I do tell, is something that will pay homage to them in the proper way. Like, I don't want to go and write for a Black woman's voice and then not ask Black women, do you,
right? I feel that.
Yeah. So, but I also feel like it's a really important story to tell. I feel like, most of my stuff is not written. I have a series coming later that will be more for kids, but my age range is, young adults, and up. So getting that story out there is important, both for the universe, but also just on my heart, like for knowing, because I mean, the script for LumberJax number 3 is done. Like it's already done. Now it's just a matter of, when do I put it out? And I think it's important right now to get, Harlem up next, get that out there, whet people's appetite for that character. And then, we'll get back to LumberJax number 3 and the other scripts, just working on them in the background. So, I mean, to me, it's important to get the scripts done. If you can get the scripts done, then that helps you plan everything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I've actually got a few scripts done, a few things in the pipeline, and it ties back to that financial thing. You get the money. It's like, do you put out the new issue of this? And then, and I'm sure you've had it. People are like, yo, when's that next LumberJax coming out? When's that next LumberJax coming out? Yep. So it's like, you try to explain to them, like, yo, I haven't got issue 1, 2, and 3 in everybody's hands that I possibly can. There's no way. There's so many more hands I can get that book into.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to focus on that. Like, let me get them 3 books in more people's hands, and then I can work on some other stuff. But then you're like, but I want to feed the people who's invested already.
Yeah.
So it's hard to kind of balance that out. Like, let me feed these people who are waiting for that next chunk of story, but also trying to figure out how to get the books into new readers' hands. And that's the struggle of the indie world.
But I mean, that's why it's so important that, the way that Kickstarter, I think they had a record year last year for indies.
Yeah.
And it's, I can't tell you how amazing of a feeling it is to be an indie creator right now, where the people that you can inspire to believe in you, to back your work. I've seen so many Kickstarters in the last year, like, of friends, and people in our community that don't just get funded, but get overfunded by a lot. And when that, you're giving us the wings to then become, or start approaching being, Marvel or DC, where if you want another issue, we got it. We got you ready. And that's why, like, me and Danny have been so focused on making sure, all right, let's get the scripts ready. And the other part of this is, you never know what script it is and what opportunity it is that's going to make all those problems go away. It could be FiveStar number 3 or FiveStar number 4 that when you put it out, the right person gets their eyes on it and they're ready to bankroll it right now. So now your financial issue is on. Now it's about the work. Do you have the work, though? And me and Danny are really focused on, all right, let's get the scripts done, because if Netflix comes along, if Amazon Prime comes along and they're like, yo, we love your work, we need more of it, do you have the work on deck, or do you have to work on it? Because you might miss that opportunity because you didn't have the work in hand. You see what I'm saying? So those are some of the thought processes that have really been driving us, especially this year. Is like, yo, let's produce the work. If we can't get it done right this second, if you at least have the script done, then if you meet the right person, they can bankroll it. You know what I'm
You never
saying?
know. Yeah.
Until you get it. Or when you go to your Kickstarter, you go to Kickstarter, you get and you're gaining fans, and then you deliver on your promises, you gain those fans and they stick with you. You know, like my boys, Greg and Mark, Tuskegee Airs, everywhere Greg and Marcus go, they have people that show up to those cons. I'm talking about people that travel from states, travel states to go see them in another state because they made dedicated fans out of those people based on their work. So it's really important when we get these Kickstarters to make sure we deliver on those, and then people will be willing to overfund you because that money's just gonna roll into the next work. Now, if you know what I'm saying, if you take that money and skate, yeah, party's over. You know what I'm saying? Like, you fooled us once. You know what I'm saying? Fooled us once, but it's not gonna happen again.
Right.
And it's just really important to me to whatever the money that we raise, man. Let's just roll that joint into these next projects, and shoot, we could put out 5 comics this year. We can find different art teams. You know what I'm saying? And get just keep stuff popping, man. That's the goal. The goal is to get to the place where you have the money to put out everything that you want to create. So, and Kickstarter is a huge part of that process.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that. That's why I said earlier, I can't tell people how much I appreciate them for believing in us and pledging and sharing and stuff like that. It really means the world, seriously.
Yeah. I'm gonna say something real quick, and then we'll get to Brad's comment that he just put in there. With anything, and what I took it away from what you was just saying, when you start something, just work on what you can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The other stuff will come later. If you can do the work that you can do to where you're at a point to where the rest can catch up.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You're not gonna have all the art right away. That's okay. But like you were saying, be ready to drop 5 scripts. If somebody was to hand you the check, then in there, be ready for it. Do what you can do.
Yes, and you don't have to kill yourself if you're not gonna snap your fingers and get those scripts done. But the point is, like we were talking about early on, is being consistent. If you're consistent, if you're consistent, eventually you're gonna get that work done, and it might be by the time you just finish that script. You know what I'm saying? That might be when your opportunity drops, and now you're ready. You know what I'm saying? And you just never know. So I mean, as long as you're en route to ready, you want to be ready. But as long as you're en route to ready, people understand that, especially if they rock with your work. If they think what your idea is dope and they think there's a story there, they'll work with you to get the work done. If they feel like they're gonna be able to make money with you and be able to impact people's lives, they'll work with you. You know what I'm saying? Especially the people, like I said, the people that I look up to the most as creators are, and the people that really, really inspire me as creators are, Jordan Peele, Ryan Coogler, Tommy Adeyemi, Tyler Perry. Those are 4. Nia DaCosta. I'm trying to think of like all. Those off the top of my head, people that like really, like I listen to their, if they're doing an interview, I listen to their interviews. You know what I'm saying? Because I respect their work so much. I respect their grind. I respect their talent. And if I want to get where they are, Will Smith. If I want to get where they are, Will talks about that constantly. All of them talk about it. Issa Rae. I don't know how I forgot Issa Rae. Issa Rae, Regina King, Regina Hall. Yeah, exactly. Like name names forever that just really inspired me. But that's the element is making sure that you're consistent and making sure that you don't give up. Those 2 things. If you don't do those, and you have look, I'm not gonna be one of them people that's gonna lie to you and say everybody's talented. And everybody's lane ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Just like my lane is not. My lane's not drawing. You don't want to see my stick figures. That it would hurt your eyes. You know what I'm saying? So knowing your lane, finding your lane, and I honestly very strongly believe in, the things that you're passionate in your life are probably where your gift is, where your money's supposed to come from. You just have to figure out a way to, use your gift because your gift is ultimately going to make you happy. But at some point, it's going to bring you money too. You just have to figure that out. And those people to me are living proof of it. So, yeah.
Brad Arney said, any tips on script writing? I have a new idea that I've had over a week and I don't hate yet, but having a clue on how to begin. The biggest thing for me when approaching the script, I like to just take out the points that I want to cover in the first issue, kind of the big idea that I want to have in there, and I approach it like a TV show. How much am I going to want to give in one episode? How much are you issues to me are like episodes of a TV show. How much do you put in one? Where do you leave off to make them interested in the next one? I know Tyler Martin is actually doing a class
on Clubhouse.
On Clubhouse, if you want to, maybe you can get with him and maybe be a part of that. It's and just watching YouTube videos, man, and Google search. Invest in the craft. Learn as much as you can about the craft. Read scripts. That was a big thing for me. Was reading other scripts and learning how to write scripts was a big thing for me. And maybe Morgan can add a little more to that.
Yeah, one thing that I've learned from talking to my indie friends, and one of the things that interests me a lot is watching how different people work. Like how for some people, because me and Danny have, oh my God, we've evolved so much. Me and Danny love to write together. So like when we did season 4 of the podcast, we wrote that together. And the first part for us was, okay, what is the overall story? What is it like how you talk about? What is it overall that we're trying to get at? Like what, you know what I'm saying? And one of the things that I've learned now that I've incorporated that I didn't always have, because a lot of times my stuff comes in pieces. Sometimes, like I told you, like what the literal initial spark for Harlem was. The story grew from there. So like I just made sure that when that spark came, my passion was completely in that spark, and I was like, all right, let me at least put this down in my notes, and then the story kind of follows. So sometimes it comes from that. It depends on where my inspiration came from as to how I end up scripting it. You know what I'm saying? But one thing that I've learned so much from that's helped me become better as a writer is to, even if you have the raw idea, I don't want to say, I'm trying to think of another word besides brainstorm. I would say frame it. Like give yourself some type of what is the word I'm looking for? It's a synopsis. It's a synopsis, but I'm trying to think of what the word is that I want to use. You want to give yourself like plot points, like how Tony was talking about. What do I need to hit here? And then ultimately, as far out as you could go where you think the story is going, that helps too. It doesn't mean that everything's going to stay the exact same, but you want to give yourself at least some idea where you're driving, because it helps so much. You're crafting it. It helps later when you're getting ready to do new issues. Getting started on the script, I think you just have to, like we said before, do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's watch a YouTube video, whether it's ask, I would say go from your idea and then just write down. So you said you have an idea that you don't hate yet. So that's good. Then I would say your next step is, okay, what does, another important thing is to figure out what the characters want. You know what I'm saying? What does the character want? What's stopping them from getting that? And those are two really important elements. What does each character want? What's stopping them from getting there? And what's the resolution? Like, you know what I'm saying? What's going to end up happening ultimately? If you had those three story elements and you can answer those questions, it'll help you write the rest of the story. So, but that's something I literally just started making sure I incorporated everything. So if you have just the raw idea, answer those questions, and then you answering those questions will help you write what needs to be written to make it, you know, to script it. And your script doesn't have to be perfect when you first do it. You're gonna make more than one script, trust me, because you'll write whatever you read and then look back at it and be like, I don't know what this trash is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've done that so many times where I'll go back over my script, and it's rare.
Also,
go ahead.
I'm still having technical difficulties. So if I cut you off, bro, it's like it's coming in and out. This storm is
it's cool, bro. It's cool.
So,
go ahead.
Yeah, my bad.
No,
I think it's at a place. I'm not sure. Also, bro, if you're linked up with people who you've supported other writers, so it's nothing to send them your script and be like, "Yo, can you check this out for me? See what sounds good, what doesn't."
Yeah,
that's the beauty of the indie community. And us all being at this early stage, it's nothing to reach out and send it to somebody.
And we don't, I do that. I do that now. Like I have people to send me scripts or send me scripts, and I'll read the script and then give them feedback. I appreciate when people do it for me, because I very much so believe in criticism. I believe in authenticity over everything else. So if you really like it, if it's really dope, then say that. If it's not really dope, then don't. Right. You know what I'm saying? Say what the truth is, because you lying to me doesn't make me better. You telling me what the truth is makes me a better writer. You know what I'm saying? So if you tell me there's a few creators that I know I can trust to tell me the truth. You know what I'm saying? Me and Greg Anderson, Elise, I know if I send him something, if it's trash, he's going to directly tell me it's trash. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, everybody can't handle that stuff, though. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't handle, somebody being direct about something or whatever. So you have to kind of find the people that match your personality style. Because me and Danny are so partnered up. We both will be like, yo, read this. And we'll definitely be like, yeah, that's trash, bro. You should, you know what I'm saying? Like, because to me, the most important thing is being authentic and telling the truth about the situation, especially if you care about somebody. So don't be offended if you send something and somebody reads it, and if they're not being a jerkhead, they will tell you, okay, they'll say whatever they think of it, but they'll also give you criticism as to why they think that. It's different from somebody just being like, yo, that's trash. And that's the end of the conversation. You know what I'm saying? And that's the end of the conversation. Right. Like, yeah, this is trash. If they are a real person, if they're a real one, they'll be like, I think it could be better, or this is trash, depending on what kind of conversation you can take. And then they'll be like, this is where I would change something. Maybe try this. You know what I'm saying? And even show you examples. I've had people that, you know what I'm saying, are willing to go and grab a video and be like, yo, watch this, read this, or whatever, you know what I'm saying, to make you a better writer. And you can't be sensitive about it. You have to look into what it is they're saying, take stock in whether it's true or not, and then, become a better writer, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever your artwork is, you can always be better. If Michael Jordan practiced every day, I mean, not just practice every day, incessantly, like he obsessively he practiced. Kobe Bryant obsessively practiced. Tom Brady obsessively practices. So I mean, the best in their fields aren't ever done. They don't just show up and say, you know what I'm saying, I'm the GOAT. I don't need anything. Right. You know what I'm saying? Tom Hanks, Denzel Washington, I don't care what,
what you do. It's everything.
Yeah. I don't care what you do. If you're the top at it, it's because you continuing to work at it. So yeah.
Woo! That was some knowledge that just dropped. I thought I almost put my hands up and said, amen. I mean, my dude dropping that knowledge, Brad.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
that's some knowledge, bro, right there for you. But with the technical difficulties going on, I'm going to probably go ahead and wrap this up. Morgan, bro, we appreciate you being on here, bro. Like I was saying, get on the LumberJax 2 Kickstarter. Back it in. If you can, back it. If not, sharing is always caring. Just sharing it with people and seeing if they can, and that's helping in itself. I look forward to the project. I look forward to anything that you guys come out with. You have my support, lifetime support.
Likewise here, bro.
And we're going to keep this thing rocking and rolling. Thanks for everybody who rocked with us the whole time. And, I know some people probably fell out because of the issues that was going on.
Yeah.
Hopefully Mother Nature lets next Friday be all right. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm pretty sure it was all on my end. So, um, again, thank you guys, and we will catch y'all next Friday. Peace out.